Why hello there, and welcome to the Ginger Reviewer, where I look at various films, TV shows, games, books, comic books, and collectibles, not toy, collectibles, and give my vigorous critique on them. This week we're going to look at the Netflix original series, The Umbrella Academy. And I just want to point out that someone did comment in the last episode they wanted to see me review the film Armageddon. Firstly, I don't want to review that, and secondly, I'll do a quick mini review right now. So this is for you, so you don't leave a very not nice comment. Armageddon. The song is the only good part of it. There we go, on to the Umbrella Academy. Now, the Umbrella Academy takes place in 2019. Remember that year. So nice compared to today. And is about 7 superpowered misfits pretending to be a family, all brought together by Mr. Reginald Hargreaves, who has a cybernetic robot to act as a mom/nanny, and chimpanzee called Pogo, who is as British can be, really, and is based off a comic published by Dark Horse Comics. For those of you not aware of Dark Horse Comics, it's not Marvel, it's not DC, it's independent is what I'm going to say. It's independent, and I know I'm a bit late to this, considering season 2 is set to release end of this month, but I thought I'd watch it just in case. It was good, and it was good. It was very good. I very much enjoyed myself. I did notice a pattern that it went from kind of a light-hearted comedy kind of film with some dark elements in the mix at the start, and then near the end of the season it was mostly dark and gritty with some lighter-hearted stuff on the side. So it did a full 180 spin in terms of tone. The characters are all brilliant. I'll go through them with you. So basically, the entire plot and story revolves around 40-odd pregnancies taking place at the same time with women who weren't pregnant at the time, miraculous births, and when they were all born, Mr. Reginald Hargreaves, went to all of them and asked if he could buy the baby. Unsurprisingly, he didn't get all 40-odd, he got 7. He got 7 of them, and I will tell you about them now. There's number 1, who calls himself Luther. He has superhuman strength and shoulders for days, as the kids call it now. Do the kids call it that now? I don't speak youth. On to number 2, he calls himself Diego. He's basically the black sheep of the family. You know, could all be considered the black sheep, really. No, he's not a good dad, so they're all a bit dysfunctional. So number 2, Diego, he has superhuman reflexes and has the ability to hit anything with a knife. Basically, he throws a knife, he's gonna hit someone with it. Kind of like Bullseye from Marvel. You know, he's got like the bullseye, the dartboard on his skull. He goes after Daredevil quite a bit. Yes, I'm right. You're wrong. I'm right. There's a book up there. There's a book. I'm right. Number 3 is called Allison, the first of only 2 girls that Mr. Hargreaves was able to obtain diversity. And she, how do I explain her power? She has the ability to lie to people and make them think it's true. She'll go to someone, I heard a rumour that you shot your friend, and then that person will shoot their friend. Yeah, it's a weird power, I've never seen it before, but it's very good power. I'm not saying it's a bad power. Good power. Moving on to number 4. The best character, at least in the family at least. He's called Klaus, and his power is that he sees dead people. Yes, he's the kid from The Sixth Sense. He doesn't want to see dead people though, so he does drugs a lot and he drinks a lot, so he doesn't have to see any dead people. His powers evolve later on in the show. Number 5 is called Number 5. He's never really given a name because he disappeared when they were only 13, because he's a teleporter, you see, he can teleport anywhere he wants, and he decided to teleport to the future and do time travel, and he got stuck in the future, and he was never seen again. Wink, wink. Number 6 is called Ben. His power is that he shoots tentacles out of his chest. Again, another weird power. Me describing it doesn't do it justice really, and it's very brutal, but he is also unfortunately dead, and we know he's dead because, well, they say he's dead, and also the only person, he is in it by the way, but the only person that can see him is Klaus, who, as I've told you, can't see dead people. And the last of the 7, number 7, is called Vanya, who's played by Ellen Page from the X-Men movies and other movies where she has to play a teenager because of her Inception as well. She has to play a young person because she looks very young. She doesn't age, Ellen Page. She's the only actor I knew from this, so yeah, and she's the starring one. It says starring Ellen Page and then all the other people. Yes, Ellen Page plays one called Vanya, whose special ability is just an Avalon. Just an ordinary person. She's good at the violin. She can play the violin for days. She's very good at playing the violin. But that's just come from practice. It's not superpower. Pretty bad superpower to have that actually. Just you're very good at playing the violin. Right, join an orchestra. You can't say the word world. You're playing a violin. So essentially, the main thread point of the entire show is that Mr. Reginald Hargreaves, known as Dad, has died, and it has brought the family together. Well, 6 of them, Ben, as I said, dead, and they all kind of grieve with it in their own ways, and lots of them have problems. Like a lot of them have very severe problems. Let's see. I am going to spoil it because it's about a year old now. Should have seen it, and it's on Netflix. I mean, who doesn't have Netflix? Right, let's see. So, Luther, like I said, has shoulders for days. There's a reason for that, because he nearly died on a mission, and they had to give him an antidote to save his life, but that antidote turned his entire upper body ape-like. So if he takes his shirt off, he's very hairy, and he's got a very chimpanzee body, but he's still very strong. Diego sometimes has problems speaking, but the robot, also known as Mum or Mom, it's an American show, has helped him with that, but when she dies he starts having it again. He also loses his former girlfriend slash friend, and he doesn't know how to accept that. So, yeah. He's not good at team-ups as well. He's kind of a work alone kind of thing. He's read too many Batman comics, basically. Allison has separated from her husband, and he got custody of their child Claire, mostly because Allison was using her power to suggest that she stopped crying, and it's heavily implied that she used her power to get success in modelling and acting, and probably and very, very slightly implied that she got her husband to marry her by using it. Yes, she's made some mistakes. Klaus, as I've said, just doing drug overdoses and drinking very heavily a lot. He cuts down near the end because he figures out that his power is useful, and Ben keeps telling him that he should cut down. And by the end, something very weird happens, in that sometimes, very regularly, at one point, Ben punches Klaus. No one knows how. And then again, when Diego and Klaus are in trouble, Ben saves them. I would like to point out, Ben is dead. He's dead. And then at the end, Klaus uses his I see dead people powers to bring Klaus back from the dead so Ben can use his powers. So not a useless power, as you probably thought it was. Now is it? Number 5, while he was in the future, got recruited by people who mess with time. So people who, basically all the horrific accidents and atrocities that have happened around history, it's them. Like Hitler committing suicide, or JFK, those kinds of things, and he becomes an assassin for them, and because he was stuck in the future for a few decades, so he's technically 55. When he comes back, he's 13 years old. He's still 13, but he's got the mind. He's 55, but he's in his 13-year-old body, if that makes sense. And he's trying to stop the apocalypse that's going to happen. Any means necessary. And Vanya, of course, number 7, just wants to be loved, really. She doesn't feel her family loves her because she's ordinary. She meets a guy called Leonard, and just her look, Leonard's the main villain. Because his full name's Leonard Peabody. His actual name's Harold Jenkins, and Harold Jenkins went to prison for 12 years after killing his dad with a hammer, because the Umbrella Academy didn't want to accept him as part of the Umbrella Academy. Yeah, and he just wants them dead. So he's going to use Vanya, the ordinary one. It isn't ordinary. See? Let's show through curveballs. Because she thought she was ordinary, because she'd been on medication that stopped her powers. But Leonard / Harold took those away, and she started having these weird powers, these weird uncontrollable powers. I mean, she's the most powerful of the 7 of them. And that's saying stuff, because some of them are pretty powerful. If I had to rank them, well, Vanya would be at the top, then I'd say maybe Allison or Klaus. Ben's definitely up there, and then 5's pretty good. Uther's just strong, and Diego's just, he's Batman. He's Batman with knives, and a very shitty car, to be honest. But no, Vanya turns out to be the most powerful, and it turns out she's the Apocalypse, and they have to try and stop her or console her, and they do in the end. But it turns out that all the power that was in Vanya goes out of her and shoots straight onto the moon, and then the moon explodes, and it's gonna explode the Earth. So Vanya wasn't the cause of the apocalypse. It was just the moon exploding, and that's where it's left. The moon explodes and the Earth's about to explode, and 5 has the bright idea of taking everyone into the future. Hell of a cliffhanger. Can't wait for season 2. I also want to find out why number 5's in love with a doll from a shopping centre. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's a bit weird. So yeah, that's a very good conclusion of the Umbrella Academy. It's very weird, doesn't make sense sometimes, and awesome. So that's the Umbrella Academy. I implore you to watch it. You might want to make it quick, because season 2 comes out on the 30th or 31st of July. So if you want me to review a film next, or another TV show, or a game, or a book, or a comic book, or a collectible, more specifically wrestling figures and Hot Toys and Marvel figures, Lego, I will do that for you. Nothing else. Let's stay within my domain here, please. So that is all for today. I will see you when I can be bothered to make another video.